Mark Williams, hello.
Hello there, Robert.
How are you and where are you and what are you doing?
It's very early in the morning here in Sydney. Beautiful sunshine.
Tell me about when you were asked to join Dragon, because I believe there's a bit of a story. You were wooed somewhat.
Yeah, look, not much of a story. This is actually 20 years ago in November this year. I'm sitting around the breakfast table and out of the blue, the phone rings and it's Todd Hunter. And I don't really know Todd. Didn't really know him at all, really. We were like ships in the night. I'd pass him at clubs or stuff like that. But he calls me and says, would you like to join a rock and roll band and tour in a gentlemanly fashion? It took all of about 30 seconds to say, yep, I'm in.
And how's it been, your journey as Dragon's frontman since then?
It's been fabulous. It's been a real ride. We've just been all over the country millions of times and back to New Zealand, heaps, South Africa. We've just been everywhere. So it's been a real good ride. We've done about 3 or 4 or 5 EPs and a couple of albums and still going, can you believe?
Yeah, no, we can believe it, because every time you come here or tour across New Zealand, your audience is both young and old are right into it, singing along. Why do you think that is? What do you put that down to?
I think it's, well, of course, the songs speak for themselves. They're kind of timeless, well-written, well-crafted, really, really cool songs. Every generation just keeps on attaching themselves to those songs. We were just down in Victoria last night, and the same thing. There's 18-year-olds down the front, as well as 80-year-olds.
How does that work? Do you give way to the elderly? I mean, you must see it from your vantage point. Do you ever have to direct the security to nudge away the younger people getting a bit too close to the Zimmer frame, or?
I really don't know. No, we don't need security. I think they're all sort of, the young ones are kind of very respectful sometimes. It looks from the front. Yes, looking down upon it. I'm sorry, that's so funny.
I've obviously conjured up some images in your head. You must share. Come on, elaborate. You must see some stuff from where you are, your vantage point.
No.
Come on, Bug, you must be.
No, really.
Tell me some stuff you've seen.
It's just, it really is a lot of fun. And honestly, the young ones that don't know they've got their phones out if they need the lyrics. So they're singing away.
Do they do that?
Ones,
honestly, they hold their phones out so they can sing along with the lyrics. Is that
yes. Yes, that happens quite a bit.
I don't know if that's. How do you feel about stuff like? How do you feel about the technology? How's it working for you?
I don't mind it at all. I think it's part of part of our makeup now. I don't know where we were without it.
But holding up your phone to everything that's going on, it seems to me to be a bit, I don't know, excessive.
Could be, absolutely in a way. But I think you do. I think you get to a point where it's, I guess it normalizes. It's normalized.
What's your favourite Dragon song to sing and why?
Oh, jeepers, I don't know where to start. I really love Dreams of Ordinary Men. I really love that. I couldn't tell you why. I think it's, yes, no, I do. It's just the feel of the whole song, what it's talking about. That seems to go down really well at our shows. That song really, people really feel that. I guess it's because of the title and what it's all about, really.
Any other standout for you?
Yes, yeah, stand out. Oh yes, Rain, of course. Rain it's the song that keeps on coming up and being very relevant. The feel and the style, it just really works. It's a phenomenal song to be able to perform and get the kind of reaction it does. It's just it's a really fabulous song.
It blows me away too, because that's my favourite. But I mean, Dragon had been around 10, 15 years before that song even came out in the early 80s. And it was almost like a farewell album, wasn't it? Body and the Beat. But why is it that Rain strikes a chord? Is it the younger audience, do you think? Or is it the oldies?
Yes. No, that's the one that goes across the board. Young audience, and that, we still get videos of young bands, and I'm talking young teenagers, 13 or 14, playing that song is in their repertoire, and they're sort of sending us videos, and people all over the world are sending us versions that they've done of that song. So it really actually has really captured some spirit,
I remember Mark Hunter talking about it at the time, or even after it had come out for many years, that it was Dragon's most special song, and he couldn't really put his finger on it either. He just said it developed him a soul of its own.
Indeed, it has. I think the lineup at that point was really quite a strong lineup. Alan Mansfield was the keyboard player at the time, who was sadly since passed, and it was he'd come in and joined the band on keyboards as well. So it made it quite a big band, a bigger sort of band, and he also came with a lot of. He was from the States. He had a connection to a lot of big artists like Robert Palmer and that. Him and Sharon O'Neill. They had a lot to do at that period of time too, with Dragon. So yes, it was a very, it had evolved, and you're right. It does sound like it's a farewell song.
Oh, look, I remember my youngest at kindy was singing it as a kindy experiment at class. All of them were doing the hand signals and everything. I mean, it has developed. But hey, why do you think people love turning up to Dragon gigs? Because they're always singing, and there's always a mixture of old and young. Why is that, do you think? And what's your take on that?
Well, I don't know how it was before. I've been in this band for 20 years, and the idea was, when Todd pulled us together, it was just four of us. The idea was to strip the songs back, to take away the production, take away the age of the production, and do it acoustically. So we basically started that way. We worked about, we just rehearsed these songs in an acoustic environment. We found it kind of worked. People were naysayers, but there was a lot of positive reaction to it, because that people heard these songs. These songs weren't played after Mark Hunter passed. There was a long period of time, almost a decade, where Todd just removed himself from it. When he finally found out that he really did love playing bass again live and pulled it together, that's how we all looked at it. We just went back to the song itself. From that, it developed. People were singing louder than we were playing, so we had to add electric guitars and stuff like that, and play proper drums, and then become a full band again. But the songs had developed to how they are played now, and it's kind of made it feel more current. In my opinion, it feels as current as it was back in the day with the old production. The way we're doing it now feels like it's a growth. It's growing up.
Very well put. Mark Hunter, is there anything you'd like to say to him today? If you had a direct line to him, questions or otherwise?
No, I just hope that he's sort of he would like what we're doing, with where we've taken it, and I'm sure he would. The people that were closest to him, like the band himself, I didn't know him, but those that were very close, and a really good friend of mine, Sharon O'Neill, have all said that he would be very happy with it, with the way it is. So that's all I hope.
Oh, nice. I wasn't going to ask you that question, but I'm glad I did. Hey, biggest pub gig in the world. The biggest pub gig in the world's coming up. Some of the biggest gigs that you've played back in the day, both here in New Zealand, but in Australia, the pub rock scene, the big beer barns. Tell us about a standout moment at one of those gigs that you'll never forget. Not necessarily a Dragon show, just being on stage in a big gig.
A standout moment. Look, I really, there's too many. I do know one. I do know, but we were playing at a place under the big bridge in an area called Sunshine in Melbourne, and it was a winter's night, and we played a huge pub area. It was a huge area, and 29 people turned up. This is not that long ago. And the most standout thing was the dwarf down the front. So at the end of the night, we all we went out and sort of did some merch at the death table and that, and got them all to sort of stand behind us, and we took a really lovely photo. But Todd would not put it, post it, so it's there.
I thought you were going to say it ended up doing some tossing in the back room for a bit of extra cash.
No. I think that's a standout point. This band coming in, and it's a huge venue, and 29 people are there, and there's a dwarf down the front.
Mark Williams, thanks for joining us. Good luck. I'm looking forward to seeing Dragon play the biggest pub gig in the world. Some highlights from last summer's gigs before you go out. What was one of the standouts that you'll never forget?
Oh, the Black Barn is just always a beaut. is absolutely wonderful place to play. And I absolutely love every time we go down to Napier and play there. I think that's the biggest highlight. Actually, we did that a couple of times over last summer.
Why is that?
It feels like we've become a bit of a regular down there. Twice in one summer, I think, is quite like really pushing it. Twice in the same venue. Well, it's once again, people come out to absolutely, it's to sing along. They pretty much know exactly what they're in for.
Hey, thanks for joining us today, Mark.